Hello there and welcome to a best of 3 on Crossroads, but not as you know it. This is a 5 victory point version of Crossroads that's for experimental purposes. The players were warned about this a couple of months in advance and given much opportunity to practice on it, and it's very easy to tell the ones that have because we've had a lot of feedback so far and players, although not completely sure, they're starting to like what they see. And I've got good reports that this was a very good series on this particular map. 5 victory point Crossroads. So it's not a revolution, just a little bit of evolution to try and keep our scene from getting too stagnant. We're still trying new ideas. How many years in? About 9 years into Code 2, is it, or something crazy? 2013, 2002, 8 years into 2000 to Company Heroes 2. So we're trying something a little bit different. The premise is on Crossroads, of course, that usually players just control this one victory point here and they chill out in the southeast and it becomes a little bit World War I kind of thing, a little bit stagnant. So with that, adding the victory point here and also here, it means the players are forced to fight for all quadrants of the map. They cannot just turtle. It is an anti-turtling map. Doesn't mean that the games can't go long, it just means that in order to go long, the players have to be aggressive. They have to be active. And hopefully the play is a little bit more dynamic. You see areas swapping over now and again. And yeah, that's the premise. Let's see how it plays. This is the first time it's been used in a tournament, of course. This is Master League Tournament 5, the finals. And we haven't seen a bullet fired yet. Let's introduce the players now. We've introduced the battleground. We've got KOES from South Korea, formerly known as Tiramisu, playing as the faction a lot of people see representing the Koreans, not just due to actual alliances in the real world. No, people see that Koreans are represented by USF and in Company Heroes 1, the US faction, because they're damn good at being aggressive, quite frankly. I don't think that's got to do with StarCraft, but it has possibly got to do with a long history and cultural history of playing RTS games. You know, a lot of Korean players have a lot of, crossover, and USF is a traditional RTS faction. The better you are at being aggressive and reconnaissance and being active, the more it'll work for you. So let's see how KOES can play with it. However, we do have a player that's played very well as Wehrmacht so far. You may have seen him in round 1 dispatch Jibber Jabber Jobber as Wehrmacht on Mill Road. CreativeName has looked really good this tournament so far. Very strong indeed. Yeah, he's looked very strong. He's been practicing a lot. I could tell he had, because he was a little bit salty with some comments I made about him in Twitch chat, just saying he was a top 20 kind of tournament player. He certainly started to consider himself a little bit more closer to top 10. So let's see if that holds up. Just gonna lower the game sound a little bit, turn myself up a little bit, just to make sure that when the vehicles come out, you can hear me. Nice flanking by the Grens here. Riflemen are outnumbered now. Pioneers have fallen. Early grenade, well dodged there by the Grenadiers. I was thinking that the 3-man rifle may come in, but CN is defending very strongly indeed. Forces the way the Riflemen, and I have to say that KOES' 3 rifles grenade strategy there has not worked. He does, however, have a flanking Rifleman on the retreat path of the Pioneers. Can he pick up the worker unit? No, he can't. Couldn't get the grenade off. Couldn't cancel it in time. Meanwhile, 2-man Rifleman is forced away in the west. So I'd have to say, in terms of map control, it's an early win for CreativeName. Elsewhere, rear echelons have been capping. Keep an eye on the victory point situation, of course. You can get up to not just a triple cap, but a quadruple cap and a quintuple cap. And they work basically how many victory points you have advantage. That's how many ticks per every 3 seconds you have. So if you have 5 victory points, you'll get 5 ticks every 3 seconds. Works out like 1.6 ticks per second, something like that. It's very potent if you have full map control, basically. 3 rifles into Lieutenant. Notably not going 2 rifles. KOES there. A lot of people in Automatch recently have been trialing going 2 rifles to kind of keep your manpower economy a little bit more tight. But he's not messing around with that, is KOES. He's just going straight in for 3. Grenadiers are pushing in, however, now we've also got Pioneers with a flamethrower upgrade. So CN is looking to make inroads here. Rifleman low on health. MG setting up. Lieutenant's going to go west. This Rifleman will go east. Grenz will defend. And MG can just sit there now in a good position. Let's check out the eastern engagement over there. Just got Grenz capping the fuel for now. Good game so far. Good game. You wouldn't usually see that many engagements on the southwest side of pre-VP Crossroads. So it's already showing the dynamics. The victory points forcing the play to be a little bit more spread. You can see that spread right now, actually. There you go. So Lieutenant's hunting down the MG. We can see that these riflemen are spanning out.
The enemy is attempting to steal our
And
sector.
we've got Pioneer and Grenadier pursuing the rifleman. He's gone for an early ambulance, no sign of an M20, but the base bunker is coming to his rescue there. Meanwhile, Grenadier, of course, more than enough to force away the rear echelon. He goes for the cutoff. Gren and Pioneer forced away. May have healing in base. Yes, he does indeed, yeah. So there's a good idea to retreat there and err on the side of caution, knowing you can also get the heals. Twitch chat, I'm just looking for a quick comment on whether the audio's mixed well. Me versus game. I should be a slight bit louder than the announcer in the game and the bullets in the game, basically. Hopefully that is the case. Meanwhile, Grenz are up to veterancy 1, 6 kills. Do have a little bit of veterancy on the rifleman, but it's not as important anymore for good old veterancy 1, because of course you get anti-tank rifle grenades with platoon command post upgrade. That's British. Yeah, that's what it's called. Platoon command post upgrade. Yep. 50 cal is out next. He does have the Stuart upgrade, and he's getting 70 fuel right now. So the manpower. Sorry, I'm looking at CN there. Certainly, manpower is going to delay it, and fuel for KOES. That's the problem with going ambulance before Stuart. On the victory point front, CN currently has a 3 victory point advantage. That's 1 tick per second. 3 every 3 seconds, and yeah, that's gonna hurt KOES. CN with good aggression thus far. MG backs up. Pioneer comes to protect. Grenadier's in light cover, but it's not omnidirectional. Riflemen are able to force them away. Elsewhere, 50 cals now out. Grenade on retreat. Easy dodge for CN. KOES could have salvaged a bit of munitions if he was quicker to cancel his grenades. Pioneer pushes in. He's got Gren supporting. 1 retreats up there. It's got low health on all 3 Soldaten, so he's right to retreat it. A lot of us would do the same. LMGs on this Grenadier. 222 is now out. First action is going to be on the eastern side versus these riflemen. Nice first shots in. A lot of health damage done there. Let's go over to the western side, see that the Grenz and Pioneers are being pushed away by the 50 cal, stopping that victory point cap. Very important stuff. How close are we to Stuart now? 63 fuel for KOES. Heavily delayed Stuart here.
A capture point is under attack.
Heavily delayed indeed. It's still going to be valuable, of course, just less so, you know. And I have to say, I think that's because he hasn't had fuel control. CN has won the engagements around this square here. You know, the ones with the MG earlier on. That meant that CN was able to get fuel, and then it was a Grenadier went east to fight the rear echelon. That has meant that KOES is behind on the fuel game, basically. So all these little engagements add up. East side rifleman cap. Look at this is strong. West side, I mean, this is now KOES' chance to take this fuel. Lieutenant's going to go up there. Rifleman capping as we speak. Rear echelon just post up in the garrison. And the Stuart, as I say, it's going to be around 9 minutes when it comes out. Some people can get them out in 7 minutes, so, and earlier actually, depending on fuel control. People are saying they can't hear me. Okay, so I'll just lower the game, turn myself up. That should be a little bit better. Tell me if the mix is a bit better now when the vehicles are out and such. Grenade tossed there. And again, not having any luck with the grenades whatsoever. Stuart comes in to force away the rifleman.
We're losing a capture point.
People are saying better in chat, thank you. I had to mix very interestingly with Tighter Up yesterday. He was a very quiet gentleman. I had to put a lot of gain boost on him and basically nuke my microphone levels, so my normal casting settings were not saved, unfortunately. Which is where, of course, I have to nuke my, you know,
The capture point is being
don't have to nuke
overrun.
myself quite as badly.
Did you need something?
Lieutenant hasn't been able to get the bazooka yet. KOES does have the munitions, interestingly. Elsewhere on the east side, CN seems to be winning this battle. This Grenadier's got an LMG, but the rifleman advance. Will they throw a grenade on retreat, perhaps?
Our supply line's cut. Germans are making a push.
Maybe not. Meanwhile, MG is going to get flanked here. Let's check out the western side. Grenadier's low. Rifleman advance.
Our opponents
Pack
are
waits for the
seizing
Stuarts.
sector.
That's on the, well, it's on the east side, so it's going to have a field day over there. Your echelon riflemen are doing very important duty capping right now because KOES is already down on victory points. Really needs to win some of these engagements. Could do with taking out the MG, but isn't going to do so. Well, nice posting of the Pioneer in the garrison. Could turn it into a flame house.
300 points.
Stuart backs into the situation. Pioneer's low on health, but he's spotting for the Pack 40.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Lieutenant advances bazooka building. Riflemen have an extra man that hasn't been used. Long distance rifle made there. What the hell was that? Bazooka might pop here. 222 has to back out of there. Can they close the distance? There it is. Oh, he misses. That's brutal. Can he reload in time? He's trying to get close. Can he attack ground perhaps? No, he's forced away. That is unfortunate for KOES. Very unfortunate. Eastern side, rifleman, rear echelon versus LMG Grenadier. They close the distance, but they get the on-move accuracy, so just enough to force them away. On the western side, rifleman,
Enemy is attempting to
outgunned
steal
by
our
the LMG
sector.
Grenadiers there. And it just seems that, you know, with the LMG Grens, you can just go stationary, yeah. And, oh, rifle nade on retreat, is that? No, just behind the tractor. Stuart's going to do a good job of keeping these Grens on the move to keep this rifleman alive. Imagine if that Stuart was not there, that would be the first squad wipe of the game. Eastern side, MG42 A moves, perhaps not an A move, that's just a move. For a fleeting moment there, CN looked like a, you know, mid-rank. Only for a fleeting moment, of course. 2-2 transfers. Got 2 kills thus far. Rifleman don't fancy it. You know, he could have maybe capped there, but didn't fancy it. Don't forget, he's got the ambulance and base, so secret to good preservation is keeping full health squads on the field. Getting them on the field, rather. It's all about manpower attrition at this level. This middle victory point has been in CN's hands for a really long time now. KOES is having to post on the west side of the map. And that's just meaning that this is being harassed on the east constantly. Pioneers forced away by the Browning automatic rifleman. Second Browning on the field. This is big for KOES, and I'm putting a little bit high. The second Browning will offer KOES a lot more protection and a lot more ability to defend the harassment that's upon him. Pack repositioning. Stuart, it's prey. Meanwhile, on the west side, 2-2 versus bazooka lieutenants. Do we have any bazookas on the rear echelons? No, we do not. When I first started casting, I used to call them rear echelons. I invented my own word. Fantastic stuff. I finally got corrected after I'd done about 20 casts as you know, casting USF, and I realised that I sounded like a moron in every single one. Happy times, pleasant memories. MG42 versus Lieutenant. 2-2-2, just coming into the centre now. He's pretty much unmitigated though, 2-2. He needs to get to that veterancy too, though, of course, so he can really give better lines of sight to the tactical map user CN. Kimbo calls him a mini Isildur. He says he plays very similar to Isildur, so there you go. Although Isildur's looking like a mini Isildur in this tournament. Not looking as dominant as he was in the past few tournaments, is he? Mr. Izzy, so far. This hot off the press. I am looking to cast both best of 5s in the upper brackets this coming weekend. And talking to Love Nest about delaying his games until Sunday. It doesn't seem like he'll be able to do that. So you might be able to watch all of them. The next question after myself is, who can I get to co-cast with me? I think we can all agree that Tightrope was very professional. Made me sound, somebody noticed it in the YouTube comments. I suddenly started casting way more professionally and way more like, you know, like a actual esports commentator. No offense to Ed 80Hz, but he is like an in real life friend, so I do often feel like I'm doing a podcast when I cast with him. Panzer 4's on the field for CM, and what does KOES have to mitigate the medium tank's presence? The answer is not more. The captain's not there, the major's not built. Stewart just took out a chunk of that garrison. I bet the 50 cal's not too happy with that. The pack could take advantage. Has CN seen this? Is he aware of the issue? This could be really bad for KOES. Has he got the awareness? Does he know that his tank just took a huge chunk out of this garrison? Oh, he's trying to shoot it. He's trying to get out, is he? Is he seen it now? He's focusing on the corner. Oh, just gets out of there in time. Oh, that was close. Oh, my heart's racing. I don't know about you guys. Meanwhile, by the way, on the victory point situation, KOES briefly had a triple cap over CN. He had 4 victory points to 1. If that Panzer IV hadn't hit the wall there, that would have been a dead 50 cal. These 50 cals, by the way, they definitely have helped KOES gain map control for the first time in a while, and that's how we saw that 4 victory point situation. But without the ability to counter the Panzer IV, which isn't an early Panzer IV, by the way, it's just a Panzer IV, I don't know where he's going with this. He's going to suffer that kind of manpower casualty. He's going to have squads and base reinforcing. He's going to lose victory points, and you cannot afford to do that on Crossroads X. Ideas. Go prone and blaze that LMG. There's bazookas, a bit of a very soft counter, and Panzer IV is just going to force them away. Then focus on the 50 cal. Meanwhile, Stewart, no signs of a turret lock coming in from him, but what would be the follow-up? Why risk your Stewart when you've got no follow-up? That's what I'm saying. KOES does not have any hard AT on the field. Some players may have gone captain M1 in this situation. And the captain, oh, Stewart's low. Major spotting. With an M1 on the field, that would be a dead armoured car right now. Major could get taken out here, perhaps. Let's check out the eastern side for a moment. Looks like the Panzer's missing on this side, and as the pack pushes in. On the eastern side, Pioneers have been forced away. And yeah, the 50 cal has preserved that situation. Here come the bazooka of the rear echelons. Grenadiers can cap unmitigated large. No, they can't. There's a bloody 50 cal shooting them. Nice shot by the M1. What's them coming out from the major tier? Got to do the relic shuffle to enable code. I've got to do it again, have I? There we go. Okay, so fuel-wise, he's got 72. Guys, what are you thinking here? I mean, what command has he got? Has he got any 76mm Shermans, perhaps? He's got the Easy 8. Oh, he's lost a 50 cal as well. That's just unfortunate. I wonder if that may have just been the bloody Panzer IV. It's got 10 infantry kills. Just came over here. If it wasn't for the relic shuffle, the UI bug I had to overcome, I would have seen that on camera. I like to think. But yeah, no AT, people are saying in chat. It's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. We do have an Opel Blitz truck on the field, by the way. CN is going to squish KOES now. It looks very likely to me. I mean, with having the Panzer IV on the field for a really long time, strafing run available now, this is... It's got hard GG written all over it. Don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but it kind of looks that way. You can't afford to make these kind of... build order mistakes. I'm going to call it a build order mistake like KOES has made in this game. This is being hard countered basically. Panzer IV may have had a damaged engine, yes, but what else? Fuel wise, KOES just getting up to 100 right now. With an M1AT gun, he really could have done better. We know that scout car would have died for certain. But this Panzer IV wouldn't have been able to rain terror upon his entire army. Does anybody know why it's now the AEF rather than USF? Like, what is that? Has Relic had a legal dispute or something? Why have they had to change? Bit of major artillery on the MG, gets out of there. Have they had to change the name of the faction? Oh, squad wipe coming in on the eastern side. LMG terminates them. Sherman's building. But what are we to do against such wanton aggression? Ibkai says it's always been the American Expeditionary Force internally. The Allied Expeditionary Force, he says. But I swear to God, I've seen loads of Relic documents say the United States Forces. In fact, I know they were sold as the United States Forces. But on all the leaderboards recently, Ibkai, and all the Relic balance documents, they're suddenly the AEF. I don't know what's going on. Somebody explain it to me. American European Force, Rachel says. Fair enough. Okay. Maybe. Nobody knows, apparently. It's standing for... What about the AE Forces? Yes. How could it not be so clear? I love this faction. They've named them after me. Makes perfect sense now. Thanks for that, guys. Good hustle in chat. A new Panzer IV comes out. Now, these are the two jackboots of the National Socialist Reich here. He's going to crush him. I'm not being political, but you can't forget the Germans were the baddies. I mean, a lot of them, people just see it as cool tanks and cool machine guns, but they were the baddies. Don't let it fool you guys. It may be a cool game. One of the few moralistic wars out there, really. Most wars, and I am making a reference to Peep Show, of course. Don't worry, guys. I know. There's very few wars where there's baddies usually. Stuart's flanking the Panzer IV here. Is KOES making a fool of all of us? Just when we thought his own vision blocks him. No follow-up. Where's this? Oh, everything's in base. All the bazookas are in base. He now realises what he could have won. Tiny Annie in chat says that the Russians was the baddies. That fragmentation bomb is the baddie. If you're the heavy machine gun. There, KOES is surely seeing the writing on the wall in this position. He's currently under a triple cap. 4 victory points versus 1. Soon to be a quintuple cap. That'll be when it's 5 versus none. We'll see how quickly the victory points will slip away. You cannot afford to have bad build order decisions when it's 5 VP Crossroads. You have to be tight. Your timing has to be excellent. It's like, do you remember the World Championships when we see Mechanized versus Ostrup and all the players had identical timings? And Stormless and I were casting it. And if the timing was like 10 seconds, 20 seconds behind, GG says KOES, and he breaks my computer. But yeah, in World Championships, it just showed you the value of timings for me, because it was the same bloody two commanders, same factions every game. And in this case, we all saw KOES did not get any hard anti-tank out to this first Panzer IV on the field. And we'll be able to see when the Panzer IV hits. Let me prove myself here. So first Panzer IV hits at... where is it? 15 minutes there. If you go to graphs and you see points held, look for 15 minutes. Hello, goodbye, KOES. There you go. So KOES was just getting back into things here. Yes, he always would have taken a dive when the Panzer IV hit. But had he had the captain coming onto the field, he would have been able to keep in the position. And also watch the army value. This is like the manpower attrition that starts to catch up with him, basically. So, you know, I mean, KD as a flat stat, it doesn't show when the KD kicked in, but I can guarantee you that an unmitigated Panzer IV will be most of that KD disparity. And it's all after this moment. It's build order decisions going wrong. Saying that, it was a 23-minute game with victory points on the clock, showing that, you know, we're in a competitive scenario. 5 victory point Crossroads can be good. All right, chat, which of the many intros videos do you want to see this game out? I'm going to give chat decision, because this is a bonus cast. Will be a bit silly. First one to name one gets it. Watching chat with eager eyes right now. Chaos Cream. We've had the call for Chaos Cream, and I am not one to disappoint.
Fate decides where the fight will be. Half the time we see twice intensity. It's chaos. Creep. It's chaos. Creep.
The drums are by the Smashing Pumpkins Vector. It's a YouTube video of somebody doing a drum cover of the Smashing Pumpkins, and then to avoid copyright, I slow it down or speed it up. The guitar is me. The bass guitar is me on a synth. And the strings are me on a synth, and the vocals are my girlfriend. So many people hated it at the time, though, G. So many people and that's why I just said to Invader Sludge, you do them all, I don't care. To be fair, he's a lot better than me, but yeah. Scuffed intro, blank. Does that mean good or bad? I'm not down with the kids, mate. I'm 31, I don't know what scuffed means. Sounds bad to me, that word, scuffed. I need an urban dictionary. Urban dictionary. Let's have a look. Doesn't come up with anything. It's Ed 80 Hertz. Yeah, it's my girlfriend, Ed 80 Hertz singing, exactly. Anyway, what we doing next? Let's get game 2. Indeed, G. What shall we do next? Oh yeah, load up game 2. It's a good idea. Ipkai's in. Ipkai wants to prove he was right, by the way. He sent me the Wikipedia entry for Allied Expeditionary Force. That makes no sense because it's the United States. What a crap name for a faction. They really need to keep it as USF, and I know it's just an issue in the game files, and they've suddenly started using the attribute editor name rather than the actual official name. It is an absolute crap name. Alright then, so I've got the second replay lined up. Let's just go and give some shout outs on Stream Elements. Want to see if anybody's been following or anything. It's a little bit more, of course, of a less official kind of bonus cast. I think even Elpern may have already done this yesterday. I just wanted to fight the case for Crossroads 5 VP after wanton aggression from a certain Helping James. Oh, we've had a subscriber. Thanks F tier for that. Thank you, my friend. Jam Pause as well, 2 hours ago. Bless him. Did he not know that he could watch it all on YouTube? People should not be subscribing to watch the VODs because you can just watch it on YouTube. So, but yeah, there we go. Well, Kimbo Cien's a very, very good player, but the reason it's not why he was winning. He's winning because he was winning, but the reason KOES lost authoritatively is he did not have any hard anti-tank on the field against a Panzer IV. I mean, that's just obvious, isn't it? But no, CN is very well practiced at the moment, and he's very, very, very sharp. Who did he lose? Sorry, let me get my voice back. Who did he lose against in the upper brackets? Wasn't it Isildur? And he got the game off Isildur, and then he built tier 3 twice. Thanks, Anga Damali, for the subscription. It's true, Creative. You're winning because you were winning. You were playing better. You had more control. You were winning more engagements. You were timing things better. And KOES was not doing the same. But we'll see if KOES can rescue Game 2. Or rescue the series by winning Game 2, rather. First one to say an intro. That's the intro we roll with. It's on you. We've got all of them ready. So, it's your choice. Come on, guys. It's a game. Quick draw. Quick draw. Come on, who's fastest? I know I've got a 7 seconds delay. Commander Eliminator. I don't know that one, the Christmas gift. I don't think I've done a tournament called Commander Eliminator. Oh, Commander Terminator! I completely forgot about that. That's the best one. How could I forget? You're so right, my friend. That's ML2. That was one of my fave tournaments ever, that is. Let me quickly add that in, lads. So there's 14 in total intros. Alright, CT intro. Let's go. Add files. Oh, what a call. What a call, my friend. That is very good indeed. I'm very happy with you today. You're a lovely bloke, aren't you? Oh. See if this is the one.
In a world without variety, brutality is the only strategy. The Master League presents a tournament format sent to end the reign of meta. This is the Commander Terminator.
Hello there, and welcome to Game 2 of this best of 3. You're looking at CreativeName Soviets. He's going for conscripts thus far, and he's up against KOES, of course. Let's go and give him his rightful score, because this guy is 1-0 up in this series so far. CN doing damn well. He had a lot of control in that early game, but I have to say that he played well, but KOES was starting to get into it until he made a pretty bad build order decision, in my opinion, of thinking he was sufficiently ahead to go straight major instead of going captain M1 first. And he paid the price for his transgressions. Let's see if in this case KOES, as the mighty Wehrmacht, or Ostheer, depending if you're in the official game files or if you're a community member circa 2013. A lot of the community back then wanted them to be called the Ostheer because it made more sense, because of course Wehrmacht were the faction from Company Heroes 1. It was nice to have a difference. And these are meant to be the Eastern Front Axis faction. So yeah, that's what the thinking was at the time. Just if you didn't know, a little fun fact for you there. Got some barbed wire coming down from CN looking to... These are really important points here. I mean, this is heavy cover, but you've also got this one here. And this actually. Some people say that Crossroads in general, not just the 5VP Crossroads, but just in general, I mean, the heavy cover might be a little bit stronger on the west side of the map. I mean, I have to say I agree. Maybe it's something... Now we're tinkering with this famous map. Maybe White Flash could have a little look into that. Good aggression by CN so far, showing his intent. Going straight for this northeast quadrant. And this is the value of Crossroads 5VP version, is you never usually see fighting like this for this side of the map. Just like we saw it in this quadrant in the game 1, CN is looking to be aggressive, get into his opponent's face. He's got to be careful of the machine gun bunker though. Yep, they overshoot, don't forget. It's not the bunker you have to worry about, it's that guy there, so it's a little bit further forward than the cone of fire. So just be careful of that, everybody. The cones lie. Sometimes science lies to you, and in this case it is indeed doing that. Pioneers, of course, close quarter combat specialists, forcing away the combat engineers who have their bigger brothers to help them out. Got more Grens arriving from KOES. So there we go, we've got the victory point advantage. CN thus far, MG pushes up, however. Conscripts looking to gain the western flank on these Grenadiers, sitting in light cover. It is omnidirectional by the looks of things. They go to parry the Grenadier on their western side, and their brothers have been forced away. That's a little bit of a... Yeah, he knows it. He's retreated. It was a bit of a misplay for CN. May have done better to retreat them as soon as the other squad retreated. But he caught up with himself within a good 5 seconds there. But all these little differences matter, you know. If you're in a situation where you've got one squad in between 3, obviously you're never going to win. But some players retreat really fast, some players never retreat. Von Ivan, cough. But then some players take a couple of seconds to assess. And you just notice these differences. And it's the kind of thing I can see as a caster that I certainly cannot see when I'm playing the game. I'm like, yes, great. My conscripts are fantastic today. 3 grenadiers, bring it on. I'm so funny. 4 grenadiers now for KOES, looking to gain and keep an advantage. He's kept this fuel for a while. Conscripts are coming to deal with that. More Grens in eastern side versus Cons in a pretty little row behind that tree. Coming here as one players would never see units staying behind cover like that. Must be a foreign concept to many of those people that just stay in the old version of the game. No, dude, it's realistic. I love when my units jump 20 meters to the left, random. Conscripts close the distance. Rifle nade dodged there. Now, Cien's got a good idea here, because a lot of these... There you go, you saw the little... Well, little. You saw those soldiers die a terrible death, because that was well calculated. I'll tell you why that was different. I know there was 3 Grens, so I sound like a hypocrite, but those Grens were very low on health. So he went in there, closed the distance, wanted to pop some models, pop some skulls, and got his reward before he retreated. So it was a good idea by him. Very different scenario. And that's why health matters. Bunker built-in base. Some players obviously neglect healing in favour of just getting onto the field. It's such a fool's errand. Ren's being burnt alive here. That's not clever by KOES. Yep, he's forced away there. Combat Engineer's pushing up. I tell you what, KOES has had the early game advantage. He's temporarily had a triple cap now. So well played by him. Gren's marauding. They're going to spot that Combat Engineer in a second. Pop a few shots off. MG is bossing the western flank. He may not have the fuel up there, but he has the victory points. And he's got the eastern field, so I have to say, it looks like Wehrmacht's having a really good time on Crossroads X thus far. In this series, at least. 2-2. A little bit late, but not too bad. Obviously, he had the 4th Gren, so he's a bit starved of manpower. You can see that he has 40 extra fuel. Superfluous to requirements and getting the 2-2-2 out. So that's the disadvantage of 4 Gren sometimes, but you can't argue with his results thus far. He's done really well. Combat Engineers are going to push back now. And with 3 conscripts, 2 Combat Engineers, love Nest styling, you're wondering what Cien's going to do next. Certainly not Armoured Assault Tactics anymore. That's a little bit late for that, in my opinion. Could get a Dushka out, but he certainly might want Guards, and he can actually get them right now. So interesting to see where he goes. Maybe he's waiting to see what KOES is doing first. A little bit of gardening duty by the 2-2-2 thus far. Making it nice and sleek. Conscripts close the distance. They do have an 18 aid in their combined package. Meanwhile, KOES has got the LMGs keeping up the victory point pressure, it seems. He may have lost the eastern side. He's looking for the full west double combo. See a cheeky... No, he doesn't have the munitions anymore for rifle nades on retreat or anything like that. 2-2-2 versus Conscript. He's going to keep in the cap, though. There he goes before he retreats. Does Cien. Ha! Retreats as a meta squad. And oh, interesting. He has chosen defensive tactics and the Dushka. Not about... I don't know why I'm... Oh, and here he is! 6 soldiers of Dushking Dushka. Don't know why that needed an intro. Molotov on the MG. It was a meta joke, Tiny Annie, if you're wondering why I did a very silly bit of commentary there. Anyway, forcing away multiple squads on the western side. Dushka can actually deal with a 2-2-2, but it's got a rather narrow cone of fire. So it's difficult to do so. What's better with 2-2-2s is certainly the M42 45mm, and I'm sure that might be where he goes next with this. Gren's advance forced away by the conscripts. 2-2-2's destroying the sandbag right now. Good duty there. And again, KOES with a triple cap. Well, that's a double cap right now. It's 2 victory points and a neutralized victory point here. We do have the pack out, and the T-70 is being built, so I would say it's a little bit premature, but you can't argue with the actuality of reality.
The enemy has driven a wedge in our lines.
Destroys the green cover. Hay stacks there. Dushka gets a salvo off into the house. MG sets up. Might want to get out. There's a lot of health damage done by the Dushk. Look at all these sacrifices. He's firing through his friends. He's using them as a human shield, like Yoshimoto or Yoshimitsu. What's his name from Tekken 2? The one that uses, like, swords himself through the stomach to hit you. Ipkai, you in chat? What's the name of that character from Tekken 2, my friend? He's firing through the bodies of his comrades. It is Yoshimitsu. Yeah, I thought so. But also, you've got the, I'm going to cite Robocop, where Robocop fires through the skirt of the woman and hits the man in the testicles. So it's either Tekken 2 or Robocop that this Dushka crew is citing in their usage of the machine gun there. Very good stuff. Any other references to firing through the body of somebody to hit something is very welcome. MG, the mine could not be planted there. 222 just doing a bit of guard dog duty. Woof, 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 get away. Dushka sets up in the centre. Firing over the sandbags really well there, doing a lot of health damage. Gren's going to have to be careful, especially with the combat engineer advancing. Good bit of veterancy too there. This T-70, although he's not had that much fun so far. He's only gotten one kill, but... nice spotting by the combat engineer. No sweeping for mines at that point, though. He probably needs to keep the minesweeper. That's why he reversed the T-70 most likely, because he doesn't know where telemines may or may not be. There are 2 LMG grenadiers now. You can't be too careful. And everybody, I know the winner of this game now. I've worked it out. KOES has built the GG mortar. So the mortar's on the field. We've got an elite level player using a mortar. Takes a true avant-garde thinker, a revolutionary in our midst, someone that can think outside the box. In this case, the box is the stagnant, repetitive play of all the other players, and KOES is certainly thinking outside of it. I build a mortar. Very exciting. Interesting mine placement there on the north side of that victory point. Just you know, keeping up with the victory points. He is down to 340 now, is CN. Got conscripts capping the fuel here. He's temporarily had a little bit of double fuel, but the Grens will see to that. Mortar's first action is quite deep into enemy territory. He's not found anything quite yet. LMG Grenadiers up to 14 kills. T-70 doing a drive-by, but a bit of incendiary fire there. Gets a good lick in, I tell you what, but he can't fire through the hedgerow with an MG, of course, but I know what can. And it's certainly this Pack 40 that's lining up as we speak. Oh, misses. He's trying to lower the bush to allow the sentry to fire. No, he's not. But it's fun to dream, isn't it? Somebody in chat saying, I mean, 1 MG for the win, but I think one mortar is not enough. That's Armin DLL. So, Swadi Krupp to you, my friend. But oh, Pax lining up there. Doesn't know, he can't hit what he cannot see. But I actually agree with that, to be honest. It sounds mental, but there is certain, you know, schools of thought and more incendiary rounds used by this. As the conscripts throw a Molotov into it, the Dushka's in heaps of bother, though. I'm not going to say peril today, I'm saying bother. It's my thing for the day. Look at the amount of kills on this badass! Get some, get some! Good die to the molly, though, needs to be careful. But no, there are schools of thought that say, you know, 1 mortar is superseded and supplanted by the idea of getting 2. And that sounds crazy, but I've been watching this game for a long time. I remember Frontline Network games on Company Heroes 1 featuring the best Co-1 players on Longras. Getting 2 mortars was meta then in the elite level. And I still think it's meta now that you can actually do a lot of work with 2 mortars, and no one, maybe people aren't going to believe me that that is actually possible at the top level when it's super efficient play, but not this map. Certainly not this map, but big open maps like Longres, Bocage, Crossing in the Woods is viable. It can be made viable. Three victory points currently for KOES, keeping up the pressure on CN in this game 2 of best of 3. This is the lower bracket, don't forget, or the losers bracket. They've already lost one, and if they lose another one, they're out of there. LMG's just killing for fun right now. 12 kills and 11 kills apiece. A rifle, mate. I don't know what it was, but they're suppressed, and that's the mortar hitting as well. Very congealed support weapons there. That'd be Katusha territory in half an hour's time, if we get to that stage. Very, very surprising with the fast, frenetic play of a 5 EP scenario. But I tell you what, the victory points have ebbed and flowed in this game so far. We could be in for a really good one. 2 watches on. Hasn't gotten quite to Veterancy 2 yet, and you know what that means. I don't need to spell it out for you. Another Dushka on the field for some 6-man fun. And I'm not talking about Thicker Wolf's download history. 7-man upgrades on the cons. Pushing up into LMG fire. 4 kills. Not bad, boy. Strips. Ah, there's that Sentry machine gunner in the house still. This guy's an absolute badass. Very expensive ammunition usage, though. I'll tell you what, this could be... No, it won't be a squad wipe, surely. Surely. Oh, if that last salvo had connected on the red cover, it could have been interesting. He got one past the cone of fire, then, I swear to God. That was cheeky. Gets in the garrison here. Still the incendiary rounds, the lasers. Ah, he's finally finished the belt. Cien, by the way, is now applying more pressure. He's going northwest to get the victory point up there and restabilize the front, let's say. Keep an eye. Oh, I was about to say keep an eye on the teching of KOES, and this is it now. Pintle mount upgraded on the Panzer IV. T-70 nopes on out of there, seeing what's coming for him. A big shot on the move by the Panzer IV. Devem could have done with a few of them yesterday versus Loveness. We all saw that. Can he use the flag to his advantage here? Panzer IV misses again on the move. We've got 18 aids threatening. And an M42 as well. Panzer IV gets on out of there. On the eastern front, LMG Grenadiers are starting to consolidate KOES' territories once more. Panzer IV runs into 18 aids. 2 of them. 1, 2. Schweinhunter. Pig dogs are shooting at us.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Why do Germans make so many portmanteaus? What is a pig dog? Pigs can be quite like dogs. I'm not going to go on a vegan spiel on you. I'm not vegan, but I do believe that mammals are very similar to humans and dogs and such, and pigs make really cool pets. They're like really clever, aren't they? Like come up to you really happy. And I'm sure many of you just think, you'd be tasty. Hello. But they're lovely, aren't they? They eat a lot though, don't they? They eat like pigs, quite frankly. I'm sorry if I offended any pigs out there. They hunt swine. They are not a cross, Vickerwolf says. Well, I'm sorry to offend you, Mr. German. The guys that can make a vehicle called a Panzerwerfer, and it's an armoured thrower, not a thrower of tanks. It makes no sense whatsoever. German language, as described by a famous comedian, I think it was Dylan Moran, is like a typewriter falling down the stairs. Oh dear. Oh, you're English, Vicar. I did not know that. You must be educated. What is it like to be educated? I wish I'd read a book. T-34 on its way for CN. Rifle nade detonates a mine there. That could have contributed to the death of one of those engineers. Dushkin away in the centre. Ura into the incendiary machine gunner. Not using its aforementioned ability at the moment. T70 on capping duty, and he's got to keep on the VPs. As CN has already fallen to 300. What a game this is! This is proof of concept, ladies and gentlemen, when they're not making build order mistakes and they're playing really well. Seems to be working rather jollily. I don't think jollily is a word. Whatever. We'll roll with it. It's absolutely fine. It's not AE if he's not creating new words. Malpropisms. Ooh, Panzer IV's looking for a cheeky angle. M42 has him scouted, but does not have the penetrative values right now, with only at veterancy none. T70 transfers to the western front. Gets a few cheeky shots. Trying to attack round, by the way, through the hedgerow there, I believe, or maybe just attack, I'm not sure. Conscript's forced away immediately by the sight of the 222. Good preservation by CN. I have to compliment the man's preservation. It's been rather good in the tournament thus far. Of course, he did take a game off of Silder, and apparently was doing well in game 2, up until the point he built tier 3 twice. Thinking maybe he could build Panzer IVs extra fast, like in Command and Conquer, when you build multiple war factories. I just don't know. Oh, there's the incendiary fire yet again on the Dushka. Guy's an absolute madman. Let's get a shot at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? One more salvo for the thumbnails. Oh, what a thumbnail. What a beautiful thumbnail. 20 minutes game 3, thumbnail. Memorize it. That'll help me when I'm uploading this to YouTube later. Backs out of there. T34's just been like an expert volleyball player right now, looking to loop one over the high net. He's not throwing a volleyball, he's throwing bombs. Or firing shells, depending on how accurate you want to be. Conscripts versus 222 now hitting veterancy 2. Got a second T34 on its way for CN. This could be exciting. A lot of mobility on the field for certain. 18A does go in. T70 also, but Pack cannot reverse into position due to this fence. So he does a little 360 no-scope, and that could cost him. Conscripts push in. 222 doesn't have the might to defend the situation, but the Panzer IV certainly does. Misses, however, on the move. Accuracy kicks in. And there we go, decrews the Pack gun. One of the first wipes of the game. Mortar in peril, hit veterancy 3. I need to check on that thing's kills if it survives. T34 gets a shot in over the shoulder. And look at this from CN now. About to get a triple cap on the go. T34 backs into the mini AT gun. As the Dushka caps up the point. Which way is he facing? Is he not? Is he? Won't even show me a circle. He can't be set up. Weird. It looks like they're not set up somehow. I don't know how that works. Oh, he's just pushing it. He's in the pushing animation. Of course he is. I got confused there for a second, forgetting that the Dushka has wheels. Of course it does. Nice shot by the T34 there. Oh, apparently the T70 nearly hit a Teller according to chat. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Double Faust on the thing. Panzer IV pushes in. There's heavily weakened armour, but there's 18As threatening and an M42. Needs to back away. Needs to back away. What's he doing here? Uses Blitzkrieg, but gets shot through the frontal arm and survives with a small morsel of health. A ration. But the T34 pushes in from the other side. CN with an excellent move here. Gets the killing touch. Can he now follow up with a 222 perhaps? Could this be a worthy sacrifice for Stalin, for communism, for the Radina? No, it can't be due to the brutal assassination from the Pack 40s. But what a move by CN. Good sacrifice there. 90 fuel for 120, a 30 fuel advantage. And it was the new T34, the unvetted T34 that did it. So all in all, a good move. Conscripts push in and he's using the Maelstrom of Mayhem to do some capping as well in the centre. Panzer IV doesn't like it, wants to reverse that scenario. What about this telemine, people? I mean, telemines would have been awfully useful just now, but that's why Pat 40s are great with the 50 munitions accompaniment. Maybe if you hadn't used so many bloody incendiary rounds, how expensive are they? Incendiary rounds are only 15 munitions. I won't make that point, but still, M42, Deep Crew, KOES on the offensive. Panzer IV and 222 pushing in. Going to destroy the weapon as well, is he? Can he get it? Last shot. Yes, gets it. Good kill by KOES there. Cheering, of course, for the guy that's currently losing. In the series, at least. You all want to see a nice ace game decider, don't we? Misses with the Panzer IV. Mollies force away the Gren. The mortar, by the way, has 4 kills with a lot more health damage. 18A damages the Panzer again. Don't have any Veteran C2 Pioneers, just these Vet 1 dudes. What a game this is! Loving it. Really dynamic, ferocious, compelling gameplay. T-34, the second to be built. Well, the third to be built. I'm trying to say T-34 the second, but that makes no sense either. Maybe I should just shut up. But oh wait, there's no one to cover for me. Pleasure casting with Tightrope, of course, yesterday, and Ed 80Hz the week prior. I've got a few people that I've been asking to cast. Stormless, Elpern. The former is too busy working. The latter wanted to do something on his own stream. But I'm going to keep an eye out on day 3 to see if any big name players that I've cast with before lose. Because then maybe I could cheekily ask them to cast with me. I'm thinking like Devan. Von Ivan, of course, couldn't play. And I think he can't go to Russia anymore either. So I'll be asking him if he wants to do some casting. Ooh, we got that whole gunner. Let's go check out. I think I've seen a big... What's happened over here? Panzer IVs versus T-34 over there. Pioneer survives in the east. Wow, this is a tiring game to cast. I know it's only been 26 minutes, but bloody hell, this 26 minutes have been more action-packed than some 50-minute games. 34 pressuring the Grenadiers, Veteran C3. 30 manpower a pop unless you have heavy armor, heavy Panzer Corps up. T-34s in a strange predicament right now. It's very fortunate for it that the packs are well out of the picture, so he's basically using this garrison as cover for Ren's escape. Is that a rifle nade? Yes, it is. But he himself is forced away. A lot of fans in chat are tagging me saying they love the 5VP format. Oh, we've had a squad wipe there. Was that the mortar and Panzer IV combination? Yes, it was. Conscript down for CN. Yeah, that was the Panzer IV getting the kill there. That thing's got 13 kills now. But yeah, a lot of fans are very appreciative of the 5VP format. And I'd like to think a lot of Helping Hands fans are as well, but I know how streams tend to work. When there's a popular streamer, a lot of people say one thing and think another at times. Oh, good shot by the T-34 there. 222 in all kinds of trouble. Lines up that follow-up. Can he get it? No, he randomly fires over there. He's going to go for it though. Push in. Can't see it most likely. Just confirm the kind of range of a... Yeah, there's not very much range on a T-34, so that'll be what happened there.
Anti-tank gun is ready for action.
Panzer IV. Missed shot from the T-34. That ricochets under the tank. It's actually an American tanker tactic in World War II against Tigers. Try and ricochet around across the ground. Not meaning to rhyme, I just can't help it. Got rhythm in my soul, allegedly. Accidentally rhyme a lot. You know, a rapper? The world's worst rapper. That'd be good. The sandbag's destroyed, so now the MG gun can have the same happen to it. Can it escape with Veteran C3 intact? No, it can't! Fadeaway shot by the T-70. That's that incendiary gunner mad team from earlier. Pack doing some damage here. This game is really going to have a raging crescendo. I can feel it brewing. 237 victory points to 299. Oh, was this barrage, was it? What was that there? Call me a noob, guys, but what is the ability that was just present? Because I can't see any commanders chosen for KOES, and I'm stupid. Anti-tank Overwatch, but it's not on the UI. I'm confused. CN's last ability. Oh, okay, it's a UI issue. Yeah, of course it is. I thought it was, but nothing was flashing. It's just a 32-bit beta problem. Yeah, thanks, Jadek. I didn't want to say it was anti-tank Overwatch because I thought I was wrong, so I doubted myself. Should have trusted my instincts, of course. Didn't get any kills with it, so it's not too bad. I have written to Relic multiple times now about this stuff, but I'll keep that to my... I don't want to obviously go too much into detail, but I know how bad the problem is, lads, and trying to get it fixed. But, you know... what can you do in the face of such wanton aggression? Lol. Panzer IV. This is a fresh tank on the field. No, he isn't. He's got 5 kills, just no veterancy yet. Meanwhile, in the centre, damaged Panzer over there. Much follow-up coming in, possibly. T-34-76 could have a go. T-34 dies off camera because he's a terrible caster. Nice shots by the pack there. Panzer IV pushes in. So CN has lost 2 T-34s, but a big picture here, he's just taken out this Pack 40. So he's lost a tank, but he's been able to decrew the AT gun and possibly steal it. Can the suppressed Grenadiers help? No, they can't. Can this Panzer IV help? Possibly. The pack bounces forwards and backwards there, trying to steal, but gets away with it. That's a second AT gun now. The German AT gun for CN. So he lost a T-34. It created a distraction, and in the mayhem, he was able to take an AT gun. So worked out for him in the end, I suppose. It's the brutality of these elite level games. Often you'll see 1 or 3 engagements at the same time. I think we just about got a picture of everything that happened here. Now we have a choice. It's assault support doctrine. We've got a lot of munitions as well for some fermentation bombs. That's when you brew up a huge batch of beer and lob a keg at your opponents. There's indeed a fragmentation bomb, of course. No, it's me after a curry. That should have been the joke, I guess. Anyway, Glen's forced away. All this Panzer forces moving onto the Dushka, and they know it. They get out of there. They don't like the sight of what's coming over the horizon, apparently.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
True. It doesn't have to be beer. Could be fish if you're in Sweden. A lot of food is just fermentations. It's basically gone off. Think about it, bread and beer and all these things. They've just gone off variants of other things. We are, but they're completely slaves to microbiology, basically. T-34-76. Do some good damage from afar to the Grenadier, as do the conscripts there, just gaining the victory point situation. Let's keep an eye on that. It's just gone 223 to 219. So, look, lovely shot, by the way, from the T-70 there. Grenadier is very lucky to survive. Panzer IVs do not like it, but the T-34 was there to protect the T-70. T-70 might be going for a base inspection here. No. Just going to chill out for now. Maybe lure the Panzers in. Do we have backup? Yes, we do. We got the Pax rating. We now got the frag bombs called in. Where's the Stukas? Where are they going to land? Here they are. On the Zis gun. Panzer IV goes forward, but T-34 takes him out with a front armor penetration. So that was a Zis gun wipe. Oh, but the Panzer IV's in peril himself now. Pack gun is tracking. We may have an AT grenade, a suicide AT nade from the conscript. Can he throw it with his last action? No, he dies where he stands. That hero Meanwhile, T70 goes forward, 14 kills on the Vet 3 tank. But no! He gets the kill with the pack! Attack grounds from afar there, does CN. What a game we're watching. It's all over the bloody place. It's hot, it's messy, it's just how we like it here in the co-community. Lovely stuff. Panzer IV taken out by the last moment for him, CN. Just when we thought he'd missed his opportunity, but now the T70 could be taken out, perhaps. We'll take this gun, maybe. No, he'd need the 4-man gun. He's not going to do it. T70's getting so many kills, 17 and counting. Meanwhile, Dushka eats a big shot. Let's check out this north engagement. We've got combat engineers in no man's land.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Oh, he's in enemy territory, actually. No man's land is usually the bit between the two pieces of territory. Oh, Talamine detonates T-34-76. Is there anything to answer it? No, both Panzers are down. Both AT guns. By the way, Zis has been stolen. He did manage to get it back. Both AT guns are out of the picture. Will he get greedy here, KOES? Will he try too hard here? No, he might get the T-70. Nope. Scoots on out of there using the road. He's going to push in, is he? KOES feeling aggressive. Feeling like a shark smelling blood. 222 gains a measure of the picture, but there's a pack waiting, and the Dushka finishes the job. 222 Vet 3 is down. Got a new T-34 building. This will be the third T-34 on the battlefield. He really, really needs to get these AT guns back, especially that Vet 2 Pack 40. Could have done with keeping the 222 alive as well. Grenadiers capping here. Could do with maybe trying to cap the victory point, I think. 223 plays 154. He is now at a disadvantage, KOES, in the victory point battle in this 35-minute confrontation. This is now proof of concept for me. This is what we wanted to see with 5 VP Crossroads. It's lovely stuff, quite frankly. Really good stuff. Panzer IV pushing in from the north. CN's third T-34 rolling onto the battlefield. Here's the Blighter going for the western flank, it seems, where there's lots of prey ready for him. He's going to go on the prowl and try and get them. Zis needs to get out of there. Meanwhile, T-34 just a little nosy. Has to reverse away himself. Conscripts cannot cap the victory point. T-34 awaiting his orders. Maybe he's going to go for an almighty push. He has 100 fuel in the bag as well, so he can afford to keep pumping them out. 70 pot cap 2.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Let's see what he's going to do here. Has he got any others moving? Yes, he has. Well, look, moving in opposite directions, it makes no sense to suggest that there's a monster flank. Ah, 4th T-34 is on its way for CN. We all know how this is going to go. KOES has to really start thinking about how he's going to protect himself. I just can't see it. I can't see it. He's got 98 fuel. He's got 2 AT guns, but he needs to get them to full health and full crew. Cannot afford to be left out of the picture here. Bomb engineers planting. The prioritised vehicle. He surveys the T-34s and gets hit in the rear there somehow. Minesweeper comes in a little bit late there. He could have actually hit a mine if he wasn't careful. KOES got to be careful. 3 victory points go in the Koreans' favour, meaning CN slipped below 200 for the time being. Here's a 6-man pack 40. T-34 veteran C2 on the eastern flank doing some work, up to 8 kills now. Good old game, isn't it, so far? Armor hit. Needs to keep all 4 T-34s with good health if he wants this to work. And 3 of them are on the western side. Here they come. They've all gone on prioritised vehicle mode. They're going to go hunting for this Panzer IV. And unfortunately, unless these packs can really turn around quickly, this is only going to end one way. For good measure, he's got anti-tank overwatch as well. If this tank survives, it's a minor miracle. All shots are missing thus far. We've got a damaged engine hit on the T-34, and this could go badly wrong for CN. He's out of control here. Ziskin was able to repurpose itself. We have had the Vet 2 T-34 come in a stroke of genius. He brings that weakened tank back in, and what a shot there. Takes out the veteran crew on the LMG. Anti-tank Overwatch
Forces are securing our
actually hampering the
territory.
Panzer IV for a moment. Ram comes in, gets the kill. Panzer down. Got a lot of dead support weapons. He needs to prioritize now, somehow getting back onto the battlefield, but there they are, Pioneers. Can they be stopped? Oh, the Jushka's positioned perfectly for CN. He's now the reverse Santa, anti-Santa. He's going to destroy all of these presents on Christmas Day. He's the Grinch. He's the Grinch that stole Christmas for KOES. He's going to go through the Power Rangers, the limited edition Nintendo Game Boy, and finally he's going to just destroy KOES' happiness, really.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Just well played by CN. I'm not going to say this is a KOES throw in this game. That was just very well played. Real good stuff. This has been a fantastic game too thus far. It does look like the writing's on the wall for me now, though. All these support weapons getting stolen. They have to be taken. This Grenadier needs to work overtime like a single mum with 2 kids.
The enemy has
Just
broken
manages
out
to
of
get
my
the
lines.
MG back, but come on. Oh no, this could be the death knell of KOES' army. T-34 finally goes down, just being a reconnaissance unit. You might as well... Sometimes it's wise to not kill them, by the way, so you can eat up PopCap, but this is not one of those situations.
Down to 75 points.
75 points remain now for KOES, as CN has really supplanted himself on the battlefield. I think it's his 5th or maybe 6th T-34 building. So much fuel has gone to these expendable medium tanks. Panzer IV pushes forward in a moment of possible desperation. Oh dear. And the follow-up by the stolen pack. That's got to be game. GG says KOES. GG agrees CN. And I think all of us in chat have got to absolutely say that game 2 is proof of concept for 5VP Crossroads. If you play well, if you don't make stupid build order decisions, if you don't float 600 manpower, it works beautifully, quite frankly. That was a fantastic game. It was fast, furious, frenetic, fluid, dynamic, all of the words. I'm just going to open my thesaurus and just get it out because, yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. But let's have a little look at stats, shall we? Shall we? Now, I've got a little button that does this better. Hang on. There we go. It's better. Yep, KD. KOES killed a lot of things. Graph-wise, army value, you can see that amazing push in there. And there's all the support weapons dying. So there's the Panzer IV's death. There's all the support weapons dying. He briefly gets one back, but it's all done for at that point. Look at the ebb and flow in battle. We had periods of dominance for both players. Sign of a good game. Personal best unit. KOES was the Grenadiers. Let's do the old relic shuffle. Get over to CN. T-34-76. Number of deaths for... How many did he build in the end? 6. Yeah, I thought he built 6. Fair enough. Well played. First person to name an intro video, and that's the one we'll roll out with. A is going to remember to go back to the normal stats. Normal screen this time. TikTok, there's 14 to choose from. Name anyone you like. And tumbleweeds. 1v1 Elite Vector Sketch says, your wish is my command.
It's time for the 1v1 Elite. Show it's time for the 1v1 Elite Showdown.
There we go. There we go. That was a really good series. Really good series. I'm now just going to create a little bit of kind of filler. You know how like Tightrope takes the time to record the videos to hard drive, load them up in an editing software, and add in an arbitrary amount of time? Well, I don't do that. I do everything on Twitch and then just throw it straight onto YouTube. It's way more convenient. Ain't nobody got time for that. So yeah, I do it this way. So basically, I'm just gonna sit here and chill with you guys for a little bit, and then we're just gonna create some filler time. So yeah, anybody got any questions or, you know, thoughts about the tournament thus far? We can just chill out, have a little talk. Sketchy says, "Oh no, we got to talk." Apparently, let's go check out the bracket. My hair is vertical. I haven't showered yet today. Thanks, Death Edrek, for pointing that out. Fine, I'll just go to the brackets, bro. Exclamation mark brackets. It's on day 6, May the 22nd. A little bit more golden coloured. Mind you, that's a bit too... That's better. There we go. We need to talk, chat. We do indeed. But yeah, that was the most attractive of the 4 2-0 victories on 5VP Crossroads. Big shout out to Baoliang for beating Borrow Badger. And Queerits, Happy Cat, KOES CreativeName. It was a good series. And PFC Helping Hands, of course. You L-porn addiction indeed, yes. And then upper bracket. Well, I might have some news on the best of 5 semi-finals, by the way. Might be able to cast both of those on separate days and just give the community like chance to see both of them, and then I'll leave all of the rest of these really cool lower bracket games to the rest of the casters, basically. Silder to beat Kimbo. It's going to be close. I'm really excited to cast it. That'll be on Saturday, and then there's the possibility of Nagano Love Nest on the Sunday. So I might do that. That's a bit exciting. I'll just do 1 series each day, and then I'll be able to actually chill out with you guys and watch some of these series, hopefully. Angry Dutchman. Well, if this was... Angry Dutchman, there's some really good series here. You should not be upset that you are forced to cast the likes of CreativeName, Von Aston, Baoliang, Devem. I think that's a bloody bargain, mate. And you get raided by the channels and stuff later on. It's also very good for the community that we get to separate out some of the actions, so the viewership, so we get to see, you know, more of the games. Basically, it'll be lovely. Yeah, we've got some excellent casters. I think I've counted 3 or 4 Patreon really good casters out there, so it'll also work really well. Looking forward to it. Shout out to everybody that's followed and stuff during this stream. Big thanks to you guys. Lovely stuff. Thank you. Well, that's the thing, Angry Dutchman. This removes the problem I was going to have. If I was going to cast any of these 2 series here, I would have been... Other people would have had to step aside, and that would have been a bit brutal. So I think if I just confine myself to these 2 series... And then we get 4 really good streams going on for the rest of the series. It'll be quite nice, I think. My rule will be I will host whoever has the least viewers. Exactly, Rachel. There's a lot of games,